just for starters, we'll just put it around our necks just for a second as we roll into a big stretch, opening our chest when we squeeze back, squeezing those elbows together, rounding that upper body, opening, adding a little bit of bend to the knee so that you can get a little more involvement with your whole spine. 2 more times. And then on this last one, we'll come up, we'll lift the chest, we won't worry about those ribs popping, we'll pull back and down, and then we'll bring our hands so that we can grab our bands and bring them up. Gentle, you don't have to make this a big deal. If your hands want to go closer together, it'll be a little more challenging. Separate those feet a bit, and now do pull those ribs down. So give me a lift, and then ribs down, lift, ribs down, and then last one, lift, ribs down without that weird movement I was doing in my upper body. And then from there, we're going to pull back and down as if we're doing a lat pull. So that band comes to the chest, ribs stay down, shoulders are getting some work here. Keep in that beautiful elongated posture, stay tall through your body. On that bottom pull, don't forget to give yourself a little extra squeeze of the shoulder blades, just 2 more like this. And on this last one, we'll bring it down, and then we'll squeeze the shoulder blades back, 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 and back. We're going to take that band, we're going to step into it, and you'll probably have to adjust how wide your stance is. I'm going to go a little wider for knee stuff. And then you're grabbing hold of those bands. And again, you may end up, a lot of us will end up walking our hands further down. But for now, just give me a little demi squat, tailbone back, and stand up. And if you feel absolutely nothing, then you're going to walk those hands further down that band so that you do feel some tension when you come up. And then adding on, when you come up, we're going to pull the shoulders back, press the hips forward. So we get a little extra little glute squeeze at the top and a little extra of that shoulder work. Now keep in mind you're in Pilates, so try and keep that chest up. Try and keep that head to hip alignment. Just 2 more here. And last time, bring it up. A little experiment to see what you need to do. But I'm going to slide my hands up, and then I'm going to turn this into an upright row. Option, you can walk your feet closer, come here. You could even crisscross those bands, right? So you want those elbows higher than those wrists. And then we're just going to add a little bit of a pull back at the top, back and down. So my shoulders are squeezing back and down, getting a little bit of extra work through that area. Few more here. Last time, pull it up, back and down. All you're going to do is bend your knees forward, elbows to your sides, just for the heck of it. We're just going to do a little tricep press back. If you're not feeling that, travel those hands a little further down. If this is bugging you, that crisscross across your legs, just come further down. Keep in mind you're in Pilates, so chest is open. If you wanted, you could straighten the arms and make it more about the rear deltoid, or you could bend, lift, and then straighten, right? You could make it a multi-part movement. Head in line with your spine. Just a few more here. And then step out of that band. We're going to bring that band behind us, underneath your armpits. Again, you'll play with, adjusting what tension you need. Let's have a little bit of a bend in the knees and press that band forward and up. So chest press, but a little lift. So we're getting, once again, into our shoulders. 2 more. And then this time you're gonna stay toward the very tip top of the movement, and you're gonna just give me a little press, press, press. 3, 2, 1. Turn your palms toward each other, keep that tension on the band. Open backwards, and you should feel, hopefully, a little stretch in your chest. Beautiful. And then hands come together, and then just interlace and push against the band with your upper back, and then squeeze. Push back and squeeze. Just a couple more. Push and squeeze. Push and squeeze. Woo! Palms down. Open. One more time. Chest stretch. And relax. Shake it all out. You can let that band meet you on the ground in just a second. Just get some tension out of those shoulders. And then as you are ready, we are gently coming down to the ground. We're going to bend our knees and take that band across the tops of both feet. And then around behind the arches. So you end up like this. Knees are bent. Feet can be on the ground, preferably, but if that doesn't work for you, you can lift your feet, your toes up. And then holding on to that band, we're just going to take the slowest, most controlled lower that we might hopefully be able to do now since we're using that band. And then we end up at the bottom. Inhale, and we're going to come only halfway up right now. Deep breath in, exhale. Bend the elbows, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and do your best to lift them in alignment, not rolling through that upper back. Then bring those arms apart for a little extra challenge. Back to center, and exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, biceps help you lift. Arms open for a little extra challenge. Back to center and down. Inhale. Here we go again. Exhale, lift. Inhale, open, and exhale down. If that's too much tension on your neck, deep breath in, exhale, pull your belly button in, inhale, reach your arms as far as you can, exhale down. That one's just more about keeping awareness of your abs and doing your best to create some tension. Just a few more here. Last one, we're going to leave it up, head in line with your spine. We're going to pulse those arms open for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to bring those knees in and extend those legs up in the air. We're going to just do a quick little shoulder reminder. So I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down, lift them up, down, lift them up, down, lift them up. Last time down, they stay down. And then I'm going to see if maybe I can secure my elbows by my side. Deep breath in, toes are pointed. I'm going to start slowly lowering those legs only to that place where I can keep my ribs flat, my abs in, and my low back close to the ground. And then I'm going to bring them back up again. So nice slow motion here. And lift back up. Arms can help you, or they can just be your stable point. If this feels like too much tension on your back, then you'll choke up on the band a little bit and do this as toe touch, right? Knees bent. So it can be straight legs or bent, either way. Next time your legs come up, slip that left foot out. Now, this is right foot only, but the bands are crisscrossed, so hopefully you'll be safe here. You might even, let's go ahead. Sorry, let's move that band to just your right hand. If this doesn't feel safe to you, you're always welcome to lasso that foot front to the back. Otherwise, toes point, left toe, right toes point, and you start your leg circles, going in one direction and reversing at the end. Inhale to start, exhale to finish. I'm going to put my left hand on my abs and my hips and make sure that the left hip isn't wobbling all the way around. Maybe if you have the flexibility, straighten the left leg out on the ground and flex through that foot. And you may be able to make bigger circles, leg circles than usual since you're using that band. And then back up through center. We're gonna tuck that left foot in, right foot on the ground, band in your left hand, get that shoulder blade down, hopefully maybe get those elbows down if possible, point the left toes, and same thing, left leg circles. Hands on that right hip to see what's going on. Reversing the movement every time. Option to flatten that right foot on the ground. And then back to center we go. So we're gonna try this little tricky move here where we're gonna put the right foot in. Nope, shoot. It's so tricky that I can't do it. Crisscross band. That'll get us at least a little bit safer. Pull your shoulder blades back and down, separate the legs a little bit, and then use those legs stretching towards the ceiling to help you slowly roll up, basically teaser position. See if you can flip your wrists and lift into a tall, tall lift there. And then option if you want, roll back down and do that just one more time. Stick that balance, lifting tall, bend the knees, feet on the ground. Now you can try and fix the disaster I created a moment ago. I'm gonna have to play with that, figure out how to get back there. All right, otherwise, band goes across the tops of your feet again, and then around behind the arches. Once again, sitting tall. Legs can be bent, whatever, I just want a nice tall spine, and we're just gonna do a little rowing motion. Elbows are close to your spine. Some of you will be able to straighten those legs, whatever you need to do to keep that spine tall. Once again, reminder of that tall spine, shoulder posture muscles. And from here, we're gonna loosen that grip, put our hands out and down, sit tall, and then just use that to hinge forward. Sorry, untangle all that. Fold your band in half for me. Make sure as you turn your knees toward me, that you put the folded end behind you, up and over behind you. So I'm just gonna slip my top arm through the fold, and then I'm gonna reach across my thighs and grab the tail. So it should look like that. And then the important part is I'm gonna take that top hand and I'm gonna knuckle it into the ground. So it's not gonna be lifting up and down. Then you're gonna slide down, so you're lying on your side. Knees are stacked, hips are stacked. Let's go heels together. Pivot your knees apart till you feel some tension in the band. Keep that tension and open another inch or 4. Inch or 4. Somewhere between an inch and 4 inches. So you're never closing all the way down. You're keeping that tension going. And then now we're going to lift those heels in the air with that tension on and open again. It might be a smaller range of motion, should be a little more intense now. And relax. Let's just come all the way up and over. But what you're going to need to do as you switch sides is switch that band once again. So as your knees face me, the tail is underneath, and then the fold goes up and over. Once again, you're going to knuckle those knuckles down, waistline lifts, heels, toes pivot open, heels together, and then we press open, and then from there, you see if you could open an inch or 2 or 4. And from there, lift the heels and try opening from there. And relax. Woo, let's stay on that same side. Let's not even worry about the band right now. Take that bottom arm underneath you, prop it up, pull those shoulders back and down. And now, go ahead with that band still, pull, you know what, leave it straight just in case it's too much tension. Put it in the bottom hand and the top hand, and you'll have to play with this once you get up in your side plank. Come on up in whichever version of side plank is yours, and then have enough tension so that when you open that arm, you feel a little extra expansion, little extra work. Close an inch, open an inch. Tiny rotation, opening and closing. And relax. Woo, same thing other side. Keep your arms where they are. That's the tension that you needed. Flip to the other elbow, shoulder up, back and down. Find your best side plank. And then open and rotate. So I'm not moving my arm, I'm actually moving my torso. And relax. Come all the way down over onto your abs for me, please. Band out front and straight. Go ahead and grab it with your hands. Deep breath in, pull your belly button in, toes are pointed, lift your left leg, keep your left hand on the ground, lift your right arm just a tiny bit, little tension there, and bring it down. Deep breath in, exhale, left arm, right leg, and down. So I'm keeping the opposite arm down, so there is a little tension on the band as I lift and lower. Thumb points to the sky. Beautiful. Last one, if you would like, lift all 10 toes. See if you can lift your arms, get those arms wide and up, hold, and relax. Press back, shell stretch, arms could be out front, by your sides. You can make little fists and give some extra space behind your knees if you want. Hands travel out front, we'll undulate cow-cat. And then that band is going to come around behind you and through your armpits and then here. So that when you come down, there's some tension. You can see how thinned out that band is. You're going to keep your pinkies on the ground, bring your head in line with your spine instead of lifted. And then from here, I want you to keep your toes and your knees on the ground, but lift your hips. So you're in that pre-plank, and then press just gently with that shoulder blade, press away, press away, press away, press away, press away, take a break. Option 2, roll onto the tops of your thighs, and again, push against the band, push against the band. The pushing is coming from the shoulders, even though your hips are moving. Take a break, and then final option, tuck your toes, push away. And relax. Ooh, once again, press back, resting position, whichever works best for you. And then my favorite one, even though it's complex, take one part of that band, one end of the band, put it between your right big toe and your second toe. And hopefully that won't make you cramp too much. Then bring the band across your hip over to your left shoulder. And you'll want to have some tension on it. Find a neutral spine, and then stretch that right leg out. And this is your first option, hold this, or lift that leg up and over, up and down. Or stretch the left arm out, hold both, or lift and lower both. And relax, release all that. You know you're gonna take that band between your left big toe and second toe. Bring it across your hip, over to your right shoulder. Once again, you want to have some tension. And then first option, left leg stretches. Stay there or lift and lower. Or hover your right hand and your left leg, or both come down and up. And relax. Coming on over, we're gonna come back to our seated position. And let's double up that band behind our hamstrings this time to lower. Once again, my biceps are gonna help me. Slowly lower down. And then pull those knees in. Take a little rock side to side. And then keeping that band doubled up, just move it so it's only behind your right hamstring. Right leg is going to be in tabletop, left leg extended. Deep breath in, exhale, reach that left leg, option to lift your head, but you don't have to. And then you're going to push the right leg against the band, but you're also going to pull the arms in, push away, yet pull in, but do both at the same time. And now we have that single leg press. And then we'll just make it a little pulsing motion, push, push, push. Again, head doesn't have to be up. You can push and pull, 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 and switch it up. It's going to come behind that left hamstring, leg in tabletop, right leg reaches, option to be lifted. I'm going to press away with my left leg and pull in with my arms, away with the left, in with the arms, but both at the same time. So it's a pulse and pulse and pulse. And relax. Take a break, arms out, T position, let your head relax, rock side to side, give it a little massage if you need to. The band sometimes adds quite a bit of tension. And then that band was folded in half, so you're going to keep it folded in half. And you're going to take the one folded side into one hand. I'm not even going to grip it, I'm just going to put my hand through the fold, but the other side will have to kind of hold those tails as I bring it across my hips. Get all 10 fingertips on the ground. If your wrist is piked up, get your wrist on the ground. If your elbow's lifted, get your elbow down. Then get those shoulders, triceps, and back of the neck on the ground. That's your challenge, to keep those there, even though you're going to exhale and lift your hips up. From this position, I want you to bring your big toes together and press up against the band for 4, without your arms lifting, 3, 2, and 1. Stay lifted, bring your heels in, touch your knees together. Lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now heels go out, toes are still together, lift 4, 3, remember, arms are staying on the ground. And now pivot the toes so they're even with the heels, so your knees are apart. Lift for 4, 3, 2, 1, toes together, knees together, lift. And then heels together, toes together, knees together, lift. Heels apart, lift, knees together, toes together. And then toes apart, knees apart, lift. And then last round, toes together, knees together, lift. And then heels together, toes together, lift. Woo! Keep your left foot on the ground, lasso your right hamstring. Use your bicep to get a nice deep stretch as you pull that leg in and let it open to the right. You could even let the leg just hang. You can extend it if you want, so you're getting hamstring and inner thigh. Excuse me, and then bend that in. Left leg comes in, use that band to help you hug it in, and let it drop over, extend it if you'd like. And then back to center. All right, with the band doubled up, time to make some decisions here. Feet on the ground, using your biceps. We roll down like this, so option to roll halfway up or all the way up, depending on your spine situation. If you're not going to roll all the way up, come halfway, and then do what we did earlier, extend those arms, grab, exhale down, deep breath in, exhale, lift, extend, back to center, and down, inhale, exhale, lift, extend, etc. Or maybe you're rolling all the way up. Once you get to the top, you can just extend, come back down. So whichever one, this is just version 1. Give it 2 more of those for me, please. And then relax for a second. So that's version 1, something you can always come back to. Version 2, we're going to have to lasso the feet. So bands come across the top and then around behind the arches. Version 2, we did this before, so that a little preview. Legs move only, lower body is just really quiet on the ground. All right, so you have 2 options that I'm pretty sure all of y'all can do. Next version, a little more challenging. You're going to set those feet out on an angle, and without letting them drop, as we did earlier, you're going to try to come up to them, right? And then come back down to those legs. And then final, or not final version, the next version from here is balance and try and lift and lower those legs. And then final version, you know it's coming, is full teaser. So it's not a rocking motion, it's a basically a dead start, start from no momentum, and then a fold in half, lifting up as high as you can, try and stay on your sit bones, and then slowly lowering. So you have multiple versions, right? You could be coming halfway up, knees bent. You could be lying down, legs moving. You could be way up here, lifting yourself up. You could be here with legs moving, or all of it together. Whichever one you're doing 4 more, please. And if you're up in that teaser, let's just pause here for a moment and relax. All right. Woo, with those bands, all soles of the feet together. We're just going to sit tall for a moment. Let those inner thighs get a little break. Then the knee that is closest to me is going to pivot down onto the ground. The other one is going behind you for that hip flexor stretch. Push that hip forward, try and get the knee behind you. Press down, pivot your knees the other way. So the back leg, the one away from me, is bent, and the one toward me is the one getting the stretch. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. We're gonna bring that left leg in front of us and that right leg to the side. Same thing we just did, but instead of stretching, and that foot leg doesn't have to be as far back, you might play with it. Try and get off of this left hip. And then the band here, right? And we're gonna try and reach as far to the left as we can without that right knee coming up. And then back to center, that left arm or right arm will help us. Reach, try and keep the arms equally apart. So you're not just moving the arms, your whole torso's moving. And relax. Switch those legs around. Right leg is in front, left leg is to the side. You want to lift up off of that right hip so you can sit as tall as possible. And you have those bands again, and you move to the right and back up. I really notice asymmetries in this one. And relax. Set your band down, mosey your way, maybe use your hands to help yourself roll back down. Hug those knees in, little rock side to side. And then band, single band, you're gonna go across your shins. You can lift those legs tabletop and grab the band with a little bit of tension. And then just see if you'd be able to tap the mat and lift it, tap and lift without your legs dropping, right? So your legs stay in place, but your arms go up and down. Gee, that looks like 100, doesn't it? Deep breath in. Exhale, head can stay down or stay lifted, and you pulse down. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm watching my legs just be like, so do your best. I'm going to squeeze my knees together. That helps. Get those hamstrings involved a little bit. I'm going to look at those toes and flex through the heels so I can keep a good eye on them. Those crazy things, they want to bounce along with the arms. Do your best. Stabilize. And relax. Woo, hug those knees in, take a little break. Put that band just across the arch of your right foot for just a second. Bring it in, let it move away. Bring it in, let it move away. One more time, bring it in and bend it. Switch it up, band across that left foot. Same thing, we'll bring it a little closer, let it move away. Closer, just a little hip joint movement here, mobility. Beautiful, bring it in, bend the knee, and uncross. Arms out in a T, palms to the sky, back of the neck is long, just breathing here for a moment. And then hands on that band one more time. Deep breath in, exhale, see if you can lift both head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Pivot using that front arm toward me, but don't drop down onto it. Center, other way, center, other way. And then you can start leading with the arm, but also rotating with the upper body. And relax. Take a break, breathe. And then we're gonna stretch. This is when we use those bands. I really like, if you can, put your foot in that band parallel, and then bring that across your right foot, by the way. Use the front of the band to pull the toes back and then secure that with your right hand, get your shoulder blade on the ground. While you're there, oops, I'm slipping out of that. Be careful about that. All right, from there, push the ball of the foot up towards the ceiling. You'll feel a deeper stretch on those toes, and then push the toes up. And the toes are going to pull back. Try and keep them wide. Let the ball of the foot press up, and then the heel presses. Turn the toes pigeon-toed. Press through the ball of the foot. Widen the toes as you point them towards the ceiling. Pull the toes back. Press the ball of the foot up. Push the heel up. Rotate duck-footed. Ball of the foot pushes away. Toes open and press. Toes come back. Ball of the foot pulls, pushes up. Heel pushes up. And then we'll just slide our hands down so that I can let that leg hang in space with support of my right arm. Use the left hand to help bring that back through center. Straighten out the left leg and put the left elbow on the ground. Get a little bit of outer hip stretch here. Reach around. This time you're going to bend the knees and choke up on that band. You can use your left hand on the front of the band, right hand on the back. So you're getting a hamstring stretch already, and then see if you can mobilize through that foot. All three directions. You can do it a little faster. And then finally, how much can you straighten that leg without moving your hands? Big challenge. And then you get to slip that band through your hands to lower that leg. And then let go. Hopefully that leg feels better. We'll bend that right knee. If the band is still there, grab it. That'll help you in a minute. And then pivot the knee open, figure four. Reach around, thread your needle, and extend that left leg, flex and point, rotate. And then finally crisscross all the way, knee over knee, pull in. Nice stretch on that right hip, pull over, and you can stay with that in and over or let the knees drop left. And back through center we go. We're going to lasso that left foot again, if it's okay with you, lengthwise in the band. Doesn't have to be, right? You can do it otherwise, across your foot or safety version. And then I'm going to pull extra with my left hand on the front of those toes, shoulder down, press through the ball of the foot, and then the toes, keep them wide, pull back, press up with the top ball of the foot and the heel. And then one more time like that. And then this time, I'm going to turn the toes in, and I'm going to press through the ball of the foot and the toes, pigeon-toed, pull them back the other way, and then rotate out, ball of the foot and the toes press up, toes come back, ball of the foot comes back, heel presses up. And then back through center. I'm going to keep the foot centered and let the leg drop left, supporting it with my left elbow. Reach around, grab hold of the right, stretch that right leg out, let that right elbow drop, and support that left hip stretch. And then back through center. We're going to bend that knee in and choke up on that guy. And then once again, if you want to, movement through that foot. And then with that tightness, see what you can do about straightening that leg. And then slide that band gently lower and release. In that left knee, you won't need the band again. Crisscross ankle over thigh. Reach around, grab hold, and extend. Movement through that right foot.